All right, guys, so we're right at the 20-hour mark. I believe we're actually 21 hours here on our Suzuki 250SS Stealth. And today we're going to show you guys the 20-hour break-in service. First off, we're going to go ahead and do the engine and oil change. You're going to need an 8mm Allen, and your drain plug going to be right here. So let's get that broke free. We'll dump it into a 5-gallon bucket. And we'll attempt to not make a big mess. Step one, drop your bolt in the bucket, and then we'll just let it drain. All right, guys, now that the oil is drained out, we'll get our bolt back started in. And it kind of seems like it doesn't matter what you do, you're going to get a little bit of engine on, or a little bit of oil on the cowling. So we'll go through with a little bit of brake cleaner and clean that up after we get done with our service. Go back with our 8mm Allen. Just kind of give it a little snugging, not overly tight. Wipe some of this up just so we're not leaking all over the shop floor. All right, and now we can change the oil filter. So if you come over on this side, you can see our oil filter right here. We're gonna use a band style filter wrench to get that guy sponge free. They're pretty tight from the factory. Once we get it loose, we'll just kind of rock it upward a little bit, help drain a little bit more oil out of the filter. Spin it the rest of the way off. Set that to the side for now. Make sure we don't have any debris on our filter seal. Super important, make sure to take the plastic off of your new oil filter. We use our old oil filter to get a little bit of lubrication on our new seal. And we're just going to hand tighten the new filter. And now we got to go up top, put 8 quarts of oil in, and that will be our oil change complete. All right. Slide our funnel down in there. We're going to dump 8 quarts. Our first jug down. Now, super important thing, it's gonna take roughly 8.5 quarts. We've only put 8 quarts in it, but we wanna be able to run the engine and check the oil level before we top off that last half a quart. So we're gonna take oil to the lake with us next time we go out, and we'll do that as soon as we launch the boat. We'll go ahead and get it to run up for a minute. But that's gonna be it for the oil change. The next part of our 20-hour service is gonna be changing the oil in the lower unit. So let's hop back down and I'll show you how to do that. So to drain the gear oil in the lower unit, your plug can be in one of two places. Right here on the bottom, or in our case, since we have the low water pickup, we have to pull this Phillips head screw out right here. Slide the lower water pickup out, and ours will be right here. So we'll pop this little flathead plug loose. Make sure the washer comes off with it. And it's gonna come out really slow until we get this top vent pulled out. Then we'll pull that vent. Make sure our O-rings are in good shape. Now your lower one does have a magnet on it. You're gonna wanna see kind of some fine dust particles, no big shavings, but we're just gonna let this drain until it's done and then we'll get back with you. So some people are gonna tell you that you can use a squeeze bottle, pump it in at the top. I prefer just buying the Suzuki pump. It makes life a lot easier. And all we're gonna do, need the little, put our little straw down in there. Slide the pump down in that quart. And this little yellow piece is going to be threaded to go right here where that plug was. Get it screwed in. And then we're just going to start pumping. It's going to take about a quart, but we're going to pump it until we see just a little bit come out that top hole. Good thing about filling it from the bottom is we know that there's no air bubbles trapped in any of the gears. When we push fluid in from the low side, it makes sure to lubricate all of the bearings and the gears first, pushes the air out that top vent hole, so we know everything's got good oil to it. This is kind of a slow process. It doesn't pump as fast as you'd think. We're about halfway through that quart already though. And there it comes out the top. We'll just give it a couple of extra pumps just to kind of flush some of that surface out. Then we'll make sure that we put our non-magnetic plug up here. Get that good and snug. And we'll put our freshly cleaned magnetic plug back down here. We'll grab our big screwdriver just to make sure we get a good seal. And we'll wipe it all down, clean it all up, and that is our 20-hour service. Now, to reset your oil change light on your Suzuki Smart Hub, you are going to need to turn the key on, pull the lanyard for your safety shutoff out, and then pull that little stub 3 times quickly. When you do that, it's going to beep at you to indicate that you have reset the oil change reminder. Then you can turn the ignition off, reset your shutoff lanyard, and you're good to go. Don't forget to check your oil level when you get it on the water for the first time after an oil change, but that's going to wrap this up. We'll catch you next time.